Hello, Heinz. What are you up to today, my friend?
Just being amazed by technology. It's
Yeah,
just, technology is moving really, really fast. I wonder how long until technology just tells me what to do. Like I don't tell the technology; it's the other way around.
I feel like that's already kind of starting. With
Hmm.
how attached we are to our mobile devices and iPads and things like that. Like, sitting watching football today, and my wife commented, like, "Put your phone down and watch the football game." And but like every 10 seconds, like, oh, I had to check my fantasy score. Oh, I had to check something on the stupid game that I play on my phone.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Yeah, so I feel like it is already controlling me a bit. I wish I wish I could get better with that. I wish it was a trend that would start to die a little bit, but I don't think it's going to.
No, but the thing of it is, just all the things you listed. Like, there's such menial, trivial things that really don't matter,
Right.
and yet it's like the technology just makes it so much easier for us to be able to look up, hey, what movies did so and so star in? Where have I heard this name before? Who is this person? And it's like really all the technology we have in the phone, and really all it's good for is entertaining us and bar trivia. Things like, no, 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 that person didn't star in this movie, or no, they weren't in that TV show. Oh, yes, they were. Look it up, prove them right, put your phone down. Start talking about
Right.
something completely pointless again. But yet we're like, oh man, this technology, it's so amazing. There's more technology, computing power in your cell phone that was in the first spaceship, the first rocket to go to the moon, Apollo, whatever it was. And yet all we can use it for is checking fantasy stats, social media, and watching YouTube videos. So there we are.
Right. And proving to your friend that, yes, I do know what the capital of Poland is.
And I can spell it correctly. Yeah. Yeah. Happens all the time. Happens
Yep,
all the
yep.
time. Someone says a big word. What do? You Google it, see what that means. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
So we're not actually doing anything with it.
No, all this amazing technology, all this trend that's moving us forward of all these amazing things, yet we're still playing Trivial Pursuit just via mobile devices.
Right. But on the other end, like 10 years ago, would we have created this podcast where we sit and talk about absolutely nothing? Probably not. But
Well,
now
we wouldn't have recorded it
that's true.
because we were kind of already doing it, right?
Yeah.
How
So,
many conversations did we have like this, sitting
oh,
on futons in the dorm room, just saying dumb
countless.
things to each other?
Yeah. But we didn't have our little cell phones to back up what we think was right. So, there we go. There's the root of what we meant to say, is that we just came up with facts from our own realities that we thought were tried and true. And typically we didn't know what the heck we were talking about.
And we couldn't check them. No one could call you out on it other than to say, I'll prove it to you when I look it up in a book or something like that. I mean, we did have Ask Jeeves, but now everything's moved on to, I'll just Google it. So just amazing, all the trends and different things that have changed.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So what do you say we talk about that today? Should we talk about trends that have come and gone and reach for some nostalgia today?
Absolutely. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's hit that music, and here we go. All right, we are back from the music, and today we are talking about trends that went away. Heinz, kick it off for us today, bud.
Well, I had to kind of think about it a little bit because I had to think, so what is a trend like compared to a fad? And like a trend is something I think lasts longer, more people buy into, where a fad is just kind of short lived. And it's something that maybe a group of people are into, but not necessarily like society in general. So I just focused in on trends, not
Okay.
fads. So
Right.
that's what I looked at.
Very good. I have a mix of both. I think mine's probably more on the fad side. So the research that I did for today might actually be kind of not actually part of what we're talking about. So, but we're just going to go with it and have fun anyway.
Yeah, it can help us determine what are trends, what are fads.
True.
But the first one, I'm kind of putting into a group. So I don't know if you kind of have ones you can add to this, but I looked at technology, some of the trends that were with us, and now like no one really talks about it or no one even brings it up. Like,
Okay.
for example, do you remember when we used to have used MapQuest and Ask
Oh, yeah.
Jeeves back in the
Yeah.
day? Like, you literally had to get on somewhere and, like, basically, I don't know, remember how MapQuest exactly worked, but I can remember like having to know actual addresses. Like, there's no geolocate of you, so you couldn't like figure out where you were.
Right.
And then you couldn't Google anything because Google wasn't as popular as it is now. It was around, but you had to go and ask. I think he was supposed to be a butler.
I
You
think
had to
so.
ask Jeeves of all things, and his answers were horrible. They were never
Terrible.
right. They were all over the place, and if you couldn't spell it right, he would just look at you like you're an idiot. But yeah, that's a trend I'm glad went away.
Right. If I had $1 for every time when I was in college sitting in the computer lab where I'm trying to research something for a paper, and I had to write so many papers for my major, it was crazy. That I had no idea what the topic or the answer was. I would go on to Ask Jeeves. I'm like, come on, buddy. Come on, Jeeves. Give me something because I got to get out here and go home and play NBA on the PlayStation. And I would ask Jeeves, and it would be completely pointless stuff.
Yep.
And so Ask Jeeves, thank God that one went away and we got Google because Jeeves was full of crap, man.
Do you remember going on MapQuest to try to find directions to a place and then having to print it out turn by turn and have that while you're driving? I mean, talk about an old fashioned technology. It was like carrying around a map, but instead it was turn by turn how to get to like some sporting event or something like that.
Right. Next, take a left on Northwest 145th Avenue and then take an immediate right on Southwest Brandywine Road. You're like,
what? What road am I on?
All this without trying to hit other cars and pedestrians and people on bicycles and things like that. Incredibly unsafe. So thank goodness for that piece of technology. That has saved a lot of struggle for a lot of people, including me.
Absolutely.
Okay. So my first one might be more of a fad, but do you remember Trapper Keepers?
I had a few. Yeah, I remember them.
I had one. I only got one and I used it for years and years. And it was this super big, super ugly thing. It didn't fit in my backpack, but everyone else had them. So I had one. And mine was like this weird, like neon colored, bright print. And it was just ugly as crap. But I remember one time my cousin was at our house just a week or two before school started. And he saw my Trapper Keeper sitting on my desk. And he looked at it and he said, "Oh, that's fresh, man. That's fresh." And man, did I feel so cool.
Did you have the folders that were baseball cards? You know, they had the picture of the baseball card in the front folders for your Trapper Keeper?
I don't think so, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I had a couple, and there was a slight problem with them that people didn't really think about. It was that they didn't have holes in them. So you couldn't put it in your Trapper Keeper that had like the 3-ring binder feature to it or whatever that was. So you had to punch your own holes into the folder, which didn't work out very well.
Right. Yeah. No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm going to pick on hairstyles now as trends that I'm glad went away. 3 head hairstyles I will start off with. Number 1, the one I hated the most, frosted tips.
Frosted tips. Yeah.
Absolute worst. I don't know if you ever had frosted tips, Jake.
I don't think I did. No.
But they were the worst. I'm sorry. I didn't say this when people had it, but they were the worst.
Yeah.
The next one, mullets. Mullets, I mean, they were kind of cool in the 80s. Like if you had the right like style to yourself, like let's just put it this way. The man didn't make the mullet, but the mullet could make the man, so to speak.
Yeah.
That, and then the hair metal type hair, like the real poofy, long. Now that could be a male or a female. And I guess mullets also could be male or female.
Yeah.
But those are some hairstyles that I think we should be happy that they went the way, for the most part, of history.
Yeah. I do find it funny when you see like a little kid, a 4 or 5 year old rocking a mullet, and they know that their parents are just laughing at them because they don't know any better. I'm like, that kid is just like all business in the front and party in the back. And yeah, it's just epic. I love it.
Did you ever have a mullet?
When I was, I think 6 or 7, I kind of had a mullet. It was, my hair got really long in the back, but my parents kept it like trimmed a little bit in the front. So it wasn't a full on mullet, but it was pretty dang close. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of had the mullet going too, but it was more like the hair was pretty long in the back, and it wasn't like short or anything anywhere else. But yeah, I think it could qualify as a mullet.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. How about you?
Here's another one that I don't know if it's actually really gone away. In fact, I think I can kind of prove that it hasn't gone away, but it's certainly not as popular as it used to be. Do you remember those shoes called Heelys? The ones that had the little wheels in the heels?
Yes.
And you'd be like walking around a shopping mall, and all of a sudden this little kid would just like moonwalk past you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I always thought those were super cool, but I never had any. But about 3 years ago, I went on Amazon and I found an adult pair and I ordered them. And I was so excited. I got them home and I went to a flat surface and I almost biffed it like immediately. And wow. I never wore them again. I think I ended up donating them to Goodwill because I thought, I do not have the stable. I do not have the technology or the steady hands to be able to figure out how to stay upright and not break a bone in my mid-30s. So that was a very short-lived experience for me.
Yeah. Did you ever have the shoes that the soles of them would light up as you walked?
I think I had one pair, but they were not very interesting. I see them today and like, I need those now. Like those are super cool.
Yeah. I never had a pair, but I think nowadays they could do some really cool technology with like LED lights and just, yeah, I think it could be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. How about this one? And I hate to hit you with your number one love of music, but one of the things that I'm just glad went away, I think it might be away for good. Every so often it does come back, but I think it's gone forever, at least how it was in the 90s. And that is boy bands. Yeah. I'm glad there's a lot of talent in NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees. There's other really bad ones. There was talent, individual talent, but collectively it was horrible. Just horrible. They had the frosted tips. Yep. They had the cut up jeans. They wore the button up t-shirt or button up shirt over a t-shirt unbuttoned. It just was too much. And I'm glad it's gone away because I was sick of seeing their albums for sale. It just was really bad commercial music.
Yeah, they were just manufactured groups by big labels to draw in money, and they were very successful at it. But yeah, thank goodness that went away because we might be making some people mad who are intense Backstreet Boys or NSYNC fans, but you kind of know people who like those bands. Like,
yeah,
they don't genuinely think that's like really good, do they?
Well, I mean, like Justin Timberlake, talented, unbelievably talented.
Oh yeah.
I don't know the names of the other 3 or 4 people in NSYNC. I'm sure they made a lot of money, and if I had the opportunity to do that, I probably would have done the same. But in reality, NSYNC was definitely in stink. It just wasn't that good, and it was just a period of my life that we had to listen to that music, so to speak, and go through it. And I'm glad it's gone for the most part.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I've got another clothing one, and this one is hyper colored clothing. Did you ever have hyper color stuff? You have like a light green shirt that when it was heated, it would turn pink or something like that. Or if you,
Oh yeah.
blue on it or something, it would turn pink. Oh, that stuff was cool. We need that back, yo.
I actually liked it. And my high school class, we were so against the grain on things. We actually tried to get I think most places call it an annual. We called it a yearbook. We tried to get ours to be a hyper-colored cover.
Ooh.
And when they sent it to them, they're like, maybe we can work on that. Maybe we have something we can do with that. Instead, they sent it looked like a tie-dyed, bad experiment that they tried for the cover. But either way, we did try hypercolor. We did try to do it.
That's great. I love that. That's cool.
And by the way, at the age of 40, I would not be caught dead wearing hypercolor because I wouldn't want to see, and I don't think others would want to see, the areas that are sweaty or whatever you want to call it, changing colors on me. I don't think that'd be a good look.
Yeah, there'd be, green t-shirt with permanent pink pits for me. Yeah.
Which did happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What's next on your list?
I'm gonna build on your clothing. And there's 3 things in the clothing side of things that I'm glad are gone. One is baggy clothing. I mean, there's loose and then there's baggy. I'm glad that's kind of gone. People wearing jerseys, that's gone. Not just to a sporting event, but I'm talking just every day they'd wear a different jersey. Yep. Gone for the most part. And then the other one that I never got into, and I'm not talking about in the 1960s when they did it and they rolled their pack of cigarettes or whatever that was in their sleeves, but the rolling of sleeves in pant bottoms. That was just one of those trends that I never quite could understand. Why would you roll a pair of jeans up and make them tighter on the bottom? I just never understood it. A lot of people did it. Didn't make any sense to me.
It's the hipster look, man. Going back to the jerseys, you and I still have several friends who do wear jerseys on a consistent basis. And all I have to say is, you do you do it. You think you got to do rock and roll, but you know what you're wearing. You know what you're wearing.
You're wearing someone else's name and number that played for the Vikings or played for whatever. And it's cool. It's cool. But you're not going to a sporting game on a Tuesday afternoon. So,
right.
Whatever.
Yeah. On a Tuesday afternoon, you can't rock a Minnesota Vikings punter jersey. It's not going to work.
Nope. Put it away.
I just called out someone specific.
Yep. Save it for Sunday. Sunday. All right. What do you got?
Oh, this kind of goes with clothing, and this is actually fairly recent. It's not only clothing, but it's pictures and things like that you can hang out on your wall. But the whole keep calm and fill in the blank trend, where you could put anything keep calm and call mom, or keep calm and carry on. It just got super overdone, and thankfully it's started to die away. It was kind of funny and kitschy for a while, but then it's holy crap, you can just fill in anything and it just becomes unoriginal at that point. So boom, gone, bye, thank you.
Totally agree. I had that actually listed under my sayings that I'm glad have gone away.
Okay.
And also included in that, I might as well just jump on it, are the sayings or the terms, "was up." Hopefully that's gone forever. Yo quiero Taco Bell, which was a catchy commercial, but I'm glad it's gone.
Yeah.
The whole Budweiser frogs thing, the Bud, Zer. It's good to have that gone. And then I had rad, awesome, killer, and the one that really annoys me now whenever someone says it, champ.
Yeah. I don't say champ, but I definitely say rad, killer, and awesome on a daily basis. Rad is in the top 5 of my favorite words of all time.
I didn't know you were a skater. I just didn't know. You just said you weren't a skater with the shoes or whatever, but rad is definitely a skateboarder terminology.
Sure. It sure is. It's a punk rock word. Oh, going along with sayings, this one is fairly recent too, but the saying YOLO, You only live once, blah, blah, blah. That was huge. And it still is kind of huge, but you don't see it nearly as often the past couple years. So that's good. That was overdone. It was boring.
Yes. I went under physical objects. This is another category, and one that I never used. I never had one of these, and I'm totally glad. I'll be honest with you. I don't even know how they operate, and I'm totally glad that they are gone. And that is selfie sticks.
Oh, selfie sticks.
Yeah, they are like, I think they're outlawed finally, but I have no idea how they work. Like, I don't know if it's like the claw. Remember those claw things that had like a long arm?
Oh, yeah.
And somehow I was able to like hit the button on yourself. I have no idea how it works, but I just know this. People used to carry around with them basically like antennas or fly swatter looking things and pull them out at the most inopportune times to take a picture of like 85 people. And it's good they're gone. It is good they're gone.
It is good. When you were doing your introduction right there to selfie sticks, I thought you were going to say the Tamagotchi, the little battery operated pet thing where you had to feed it and stuff like that.
Chia pet. A chia pet.
Yeah. Those things, I could get down with those still. That could be pretty fun. Yeah.
They now have more than just a chia pet. They have like chia, whatever, all kinds of different objects.
Those were cool. Those were fun. All right. The next thing on my list is something you do with your body or that people do with their bodies. I never participated in either of these things. One of them seemed kind of fun. The other one just seemed weird. The one that seemed kind of fun to me was parkour. It's mostly funny because of that episode of The Office where they're all doing parkour and Andy falls into the dumpster. I thought that was pretty funny. But parkour is just beyond silly. And the other one is planking, where people would just find weird places to go lie flat on their bellies. Like I didn't get that. It just seemed like a big attention grab to me. But I mean, I guess that's the point of it, right? Is to get attention.
That's true. That's most of these trends are. They're just attention grabbers is what they are. Another one I had, and this is going to hit some people really hard because it just like totally crashed here within probably the past like couple of weeks. But a trend that's going away, fake cryptocurrency stuff. And I will throw an exception in there. And that is Bitcoin seems to be kind of holding up, but all the other stuff is just trash. And sayonara, because it's fake, made up. I mean, they're dogs, Dogecoins, whatever, all these other coins. Yeah, I hate to say it. Gone. Trend is gone.
All right. I only have one more on my list, and this is my favorite thing that came into huge popularity, but has gone away. Well, not entirely gone away. Mostly. Every so often you hear it. But I hated like music songs as ringtones. Like you just be walking around and all of a sudden you'd hear a Linkin Park just blasting and all of a sudden it would stop. Hello? I hated ringtones. Oh, so bad. Like, yeah, we get it. You're a Creedence Clearwater Revival fan. Now shut up.
Or even worse, when it's your favorite like school's fight song and you're just what is that? Oh, they must like Wisconsin. Good for them. Can we kind of just make an official proclamation on the What We Meant to Say podcast by Jake and Hines that ringtones and ringers in general just ain't cool unless like you got an actual reason to have it on, like, to ring. Because I mean, how many people now can actually hear their phone vibrate from like 40 feet away?
Right.
We don't need the ringtone anymore.
And a lot of people have the smartwatches that when your phone's ringing, your wrist is vibrating. Like, yeah, there's ways around those ringtones, folks.
So we officially declare, turn it off. Turn your ringtone off. You can silence your phone.
Hashtag turn your ringer off. Thank you. All right. You have any more for us today before we get out of here?
Yeah, I got two more. In the cooking food category, two that I'm really happy went away. Deep fat frying. That used to be a very common thing. It made really good fries. It made really good like chicken strips and stuff, but you don't see it that much anymore. It's all air fry now.
Yeah, air fry it, baby.
Another one, the George Foreman grill, which every family used to have the George Foreman grill, and everyone claimed, oh, it makes the best this, the best that. No, it didn't. It never did. It was just the easiest way to cook something. And speaking of easy, another one I got in the food category, crappy TV dinners.
Oh, yeah.
They had that
Salisbury steak.
They had that red dessert thing, cherry dessert, that was so piping hot that when you put it in your mouth, it like burned you because it like in the microwave, it took on like nuclear heat.
Yep.
So yeah, that. And I will finish up the list, Jake, on one of the greatest trends that ever went away and is continuing to go away. And hopefully for a lot of people, they are not doing it because it's really, 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 really bad for you. And do you care to take a guess at what trend that might be? Smoking. Yes.
Yeah.
It's great to see it go bye-bye.
The cigarette is dead, y'all. It's dead.
Cigarette is no longer cool. There's no longer, was it Camel Joe or Joe Camel?
Joe Camel, I think. Yeah.
Yep. No more. No more.
It's gone. Well, you heard it here first, folks. The cigarette is officially dead. We just proclaimed it so on the What We Meant to Say podcast with Jake and Heinz. So
wow, we really pushed a lot.
Yeah, we pushed some boundaries today, Heinz. It's great. But
yeah,
if y'all listening out there think of anything that we forgot to add on this list, hit us up on Facebook. We'd love to hear from y'all. But until then, Heinz, do you have anything to add before we get out of here?
No, we're good. We did a lot of good work for the people today. We are such a help to society.
Yeah, we really are. We really are. Groundbreaking material here. All right. Well, we will be back next week with another fun topic. But until then, have a safe, happy week, and we'll check you later. Bye.
Bye.